Shalom, Kahalo, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bahashim Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom and salutations to all the Aquath, listening and learning and being a pillar of rest. All right, so I saw this, right? This guy right here. And I was drawn to this. I'm actually subscribed to this channel, CBN News, this little Christian broadcast network, I think it is. It's a prophetic sign. Black Americans stand for Israel. Honor Martin Luther King's vision. Crazy. All right, so before we watch that, let us quickly get some perspective on what's going on here through the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Jeremiah 23 and 25. I have heard, I is the Most High, I have heard what the prophets said that prophesy lies in my name. Talk about Martian Lucifer Coon. I have dreamed, I have dreamed. Read it again. I have heard what the prophets said that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. Okay? So if you don't think that the guy who wrote this speech for Martin Luther King, this Edomite, right? He knew exactly what he was putting him up to. I have a dream today. Right after this, right? They showed this nigga, and according to this, right? He went to Israel. We're gonna watch this. He went to Israel, where he found out the truth, and then he flipped. He was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up. They used me as a pawn." So in his next speeches, he was trying to tell the people without saying nothing. You understand? And we'll see that. Okay, so let's finish this. Okay. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of deceit, of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name. Who's that today? Yo play yogurt, right? Which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor. I lost the oil. That's right. Which tell every man to his neighbor. Salaki, let's start that again. Which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream, and he that hath my word, this 100% truth, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongues and say, He saith. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies. And by their lightness yet I sent them not, nor commanded them, therefore they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord. Who is this talking about? It's talking about Martian Lucifer Coon. Okay? Now, when he found out that he was being used as a pawn and that they sent him out to beguile the people, right? He didn't know. He just was trying to get his bag together and be famous. And then they showed him who he actually is and what he was doing by leading his people into a burning house, as he put it. Okay, when he came to that notion, then he tried, knowing that they were going to kill him, then he tried to reverse course in the middle of the stream. Okay, when he found out, okay, this is what he did. All right. Then Judas, this is Matthew 27:3. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, when he found out, oh shit, we're actually those people, and I went and led our people into a repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders. So when King, he got the back, he's kicking it with the Rothschilds and doing the bidding of the devil. Then they said, hey, look, nigga, here's what you did. Here's what we got you doing right now. Right? Then he was like, oh shit. And he tried to flip it. After he went to Israel, and they showed him what was really going on. Then he tried to bring the money back and say, I don't want the money. Right? Then what did they say? Nigga, it's already done. You did it. Let's lock it. It's 3. Okay? Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. This is what King said, right? We're going to read between the lines when we watch this bit. And they said, what is that to us? We don't need that money. See thou to that. What is that to us? See thou to that. That's your money, nigga. You earned it. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself. And that's basically what King did. He said, well, I'm going to tell them anyway, the best way that I can without getting shot, and I'll probably get shot. I'll probably get hung, right? And that's exactly what happened. Right? I'll show you when he knew he was about to get shot making a speech. But they waited. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple to depart and went and hanged himself. Okay, so we'll watch this now, okay? Now, it's only 4 minutes, almost. And we'll watch it and then we'll come back and break it down. How about that? Okay, so this is CBN Slovakia. CBN News, 21 hours ago. It's a prophetic sign. Black Americans stand for Israel. And this is this devil, right? What he's doing is he's still trying to control this narrative of somehow they're the chosen, right? And they're not, right? And you can tell that some of these jakes, they know, right? But they're playing along. They're playing along with this ridiculous game. But even more, you can see what was really going on. And they're hiding what actually happened during the 60s, right before they killed this coon, right? He understood that he fucked up. He understood and he tried to reverse it. And he knew that what he was doing was going to get him killed. You can tell. Okay? But then they flipped it. They knew, where he was with it and why they had to kill him. And then they made him a martyr and they made him so-called Black America's hero because he had hoodwinked him. All right, so let's watch this.
King and his wife visited Israel in 1959.
Boom.
And he had hoped to return in 1968.
In 59, he what? See, this is very telling. For them to divulge all of this information, nobody knows this, right? Very few people do, because it was well hidden. And now the Most High is bringing it out.
King and his wife visited Israel in 1959, and he had hoped to return in 1968 with thousands of his people.
His plan was to bring about 3,000 African Americans, and he had 600 that signed up right away. and unfortunately, he was killed before he could come.
Now, 55 years later, that same number joined it here to march and to help fulfill his dream. Lift every voice.
And some of this shit is ridiculous and I want to throw up, but we'll watch it.
And sing.
It's really kind of a prophetic sign for us, you know, just to see that exact number being fulfilled now in 2023. So it's amazing.
We're standing here literally at Martin Luther King Street in Jerusalem. Most folks have no idea, not only that there's a Martin Luther King Street, but that he was so pro-Israel.
In what would be his final speech, King also referred to his Israel's border visit, connecting America's civil rights struggle to the Israelites entering the Promised Land.
So you know that at that time he knew, and he was trying to tell us. And as soon as they saw him speaking like that, they said, now he's got to go. Okay, he's trying to wake them up. Okay.
To the Israelites entering the Promised Land.
I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the Promised Land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the Promised Land.
At Jerusalem.
Okay, now let me stop it, because the way they present this right here, you could get carried away in the bullshit. But what he's saying right here, I got to break it down now. I've been to the mountaintop. What does that mean? That they took him, the top, Rothschilds, whatever you want to call them, okay, the top of the government of the world, took him and showed him the truth of the matter, which is we are those people. I don't know if he knew it in 59 or not, okay? I think he might have went over there, and then later they told him, because he was with the program at first. And then at the end, he started changing, right? And they edited that whole thing. If this was his last speech, he's trying to let us know that we're the Israelites. Right after this thing, if this was his last speech, they killed him right after this. Okay, because he's trying to, I have been to the mountaintop, meaning the top of the government, and I've seen the Promised Land. Well, if he went in 59, that's the Promised Land, right? And he's saying that we're going to get back. And then they're going to call him Moses for saying that, because Moses didn't go into the Promised Land, right? And that the few that did go in did. Okay, but this is all very revealing. Okay, listen how they set it up.
To the Israelites entering the Promised Land.
Let me run that back to you. Because in this little presentation by CBN News, right, they're telling you in a very cloaked fashion, and they don't even know it. All right, the men of the Lord, we could get in there and say, here's what's going on, here's what's being said. And this devil, he done made this little clip, this little 4-minute clip, right, solidifying everything that we're saying.
Also referred to his Israel's border visit, connecting America's civil rights struggle to the Israelites entering the Promised Land.
I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the Promised Land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the Promised Land.
A Jerusalem deputy mayor pointed out the event's amazing timing, and that this same week Jews studied in the Torah about Moses leading his people to the Promised Land, but did not get to join them.
Moses took the Jewish people, the Israelites, to the border of Israel, but did not get to go in with them himself. And that connects to Dr. Martin Luther King.
And he went on to say that he may not get there with us, but we as a people will get to the Promised Land. And here we are, having just walked down Martin Luther King Street.
You see this damn coon right here? Okay, and this is hard to watch, but anyway, cloaked in all of this bullshit is the nuggets of the truth of what's actually going on.
In Jerusalem.
It's not a coincidence that you're here, that all of you are here on this ground. Everyone that I've talked to that came in my group of hundreds of people have told me that they felt summoned here. It was almost like something was pulling them to come at this specific time, and we all know who that someone was.
Okay, so, and they're going to say it was Martin Luther King. You know what? If you're there to die. There might be some elect in there, but you ain't supposed to be there. Not now. Okay. No chariot drop you off of it.
I believe that was the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, literally summoning his people. What an amazing day.
That's not what happened, because the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob don't want you there right now. All right, that place is going to be judged harshly. Okay, as is Babylon the Great.
Isaac and Jacob, literally summoning his people. What an amazing day this is. For truly, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing in it.
I love the fact that these incredible spiritual leaders from the Black community in the United States and around the world are here in solidarity, in love, in showing us their support on Martin Luther King Jr.
Showing us their support. They're not the Israelites. They're showing us God's chosen. You see this? How backwards it is and upside down? Jake is still hoodwinked. What are you doing over there? No, you got to be in this devil's face telling him who they are. Then shall the righteous man, that ain't the righteous man with no beard. That ain't the righteous man, skinning and grinning, lined up. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor. What the hell is this? There's no righteousness in this. All right? This is about getting dirty. This ain't no war. This is captivity. Okay? And the Most High didn't tell you coons to go back over and bow down to the fucking devil. All right?
And
sing. And sing. That ain't the new song. The new song makes people mad. Okay? This is smooth things. Lies. Speak unto us lies and smooth things. That's what this is. This is bullshit. Makes you mad.
Black America loves you.
Who? Black America loves who? What the fuck is this? We don't love our enemies, our sworn enemies. Black America. You done gave up your identity. You're giving it to them. What are you doing there? What are you doing in Israel, not knowing you're an Israelite and that you're the people? What are you doing? You don't speak on behalf of us. Black America, Israel, you don't speak on our behalf. What the fuck is this bullshit? All right, I'm getting mad watching.
Black America loves you. Yes. Black America is standing with you. Yes. We are praying for the peace of Jerusalem. Yes.
And look at the devil right here. Yes, yes, yes. With this, where's your hair? There's your hair. Your hair starts back here. All right, and you need to be cursed.
The tens of millions. Yes. And so we're thrilled to be able to carry this message to Israelis.
I am so grateful.
Did you hear that bullshit? To who? Now see, by him saying that, he knows. We're thrilled to be bringing this message to Israelis. You know, nigga. You know. You ain't standing in nobody's face boldly. You're cowering and trying to get your under the table bag. You're trying to get you're the new Martian Lucifer Coon. If you're carrying on where he left off. Where he left off was getting killed. You trying not to get killed. You trying to say everything right and get it back. He did that and wound up killing himself like Judas. It was only a matter of time when they shot your ass down or you hung yourself, which is the same thing.
And so we're thrilled to be able to carry this message to Israelis.
I am so grateful that Dr. Coretta Scott King knew the heart that her husband had for Israel, and she continued that work. And just to have the women here in the land is so amazing, because now we can teach our children, we can share with our children the importance of, the significance of blessing Israel.
You hear that bullshit? Nigga, wake up. What the fuck is this? All right.
Of the significance of blessing Israel.
I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Now, right here, he knows he's about to get shot. I'm not fearing anyone. He's letting them know, I know you're coming to get me. I know that my days are numbered, my hours are numbered, right? And he's going to show, as soon as he says it, he's saying it out the corner of his mouth. As soon as he says it, he can run down, exasperated, knowing that the kill shot is about to come. Watch.
I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the
Watch.
Lord.
He's scared.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Martin Luther King Street, Jerusalem.
He ran right up the stage. Like, they finna come and get me. Okay. So I pretty much explained it. All right. What happened was, yeah, I have been to the promised land and I've been shown, is what he said. Let's start that again. Listen to what he says.
So pro-Israel.
In what would be his final speech, King also referred to his Israel's border visit, connecting America's civil rights struggle to the Israelites entering the Promised Land.
I just want to do God's will.
What is God's will? If you love me, feed my sheep. Feed my sheep. So this is what he's calling himself at this point, right, in his last speech, for they knew they had to cut the nigga off before he started waking Jake up, right? That's what he's trying to do right here. I just want to do God's will. When you read between these lines, what is God's will? Feed my sheep. All right, it's time for us to wake up. Look at this. Look at the date. It was time for us to start waking up. And this nigga was putting us right back to sleep until he figured it out. And then he's like, oh, now I got to die because you took that purse, nigga. He tried to get, this is him trying to give the money back. I don't want this. I sold my people out. I led them into a burning house, right?
And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain.
He has allowed me to go up there. He showed me the truth. Up to the mountain, to the devil's lair. Who's on top of the mountain? And what God is he talking about? Okay.
And he's allowed me.
This land.
I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain.
What mountain? Is it the devil? And led him up. Let's see. Is this it? Salakia. Let's Judges. Let's see. Slovakia. I gotta look this up. Matthew 4. Slovakia. Okay, let's check it out here. Where are we at? Okay, so Matthew 4 and 8. Again, the devil taketh him up to an exceeding high mountain. What did this guy just say? Who took him up there? What God? He didn't say Yahweh.
Entering the promised land.
I just want to do God's will.
Which God?
And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain.
What? Again, the devil taketh him up to an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. Okay? He is loud.
And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land.
And showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. And saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Okay? He's describing that very thing right there.
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight.
I might not get there. They're about to kill me for saying this. He knows that. He went off script. He's telling. See, this is a message to us that have eyes to see. We know what you did. We know what you did before you flipped on them, too. Before you tried to give them their money back.
And we as a people will get to the promised land.
He understood. That's the Most High's will. Right? He knew he wasn't going. He sold out. He received his consolation. He was tricked. He was tricked. He went for the bag, and this dude he was filthy. Sodomite in the Sodomitish sea.
A Jerusalem deputy mayor pointed out.
All right, so I just wanted to go into that. Let me see. And this is what he missed. Then Yahushua said unto him, get thee hence, Satan. This is what he didn't do. For it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And the devil leaveth him, and behold, the angels came and ministered unto him. Okay? So that didn't happen to this charlatan. That's why he went down the way he did. Okay? Because he basically Judased out. Okay? So let me grab this. Let's see. I am not fearing any man. Yes, you are. You is fearing the devil. Like when Prince, right, was riding around on that beach cruiser at the Walmart, wherever this nigga was, right? Because he knew that the devil was coming to collect his bill. Right? He knew. Just like this nigga, he knows. At this point, he knows, all right, the jig is up. I sold my soul. Now I know the truth. Same thing with Prince. He said, they're coming to collect. The nigga knew. I tried to get my soul back, which is your publishing, right? But he knew. All right? And that's where we'll end. Soul and lose his his life. Matthew 16 and 26, and we'll end on this. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world? Which Martian Lucifer Coon, he did that, right? He gained the whole world. He's still famous to this day because he did good work for Satan. And lose his own soul. Well, the men of the Lord, we know that this dude was a false prophet. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? What? Fame and fortune. And then he didn't want it no more. He knew he was doomed. You can't turn on the devil after you promised him your soul. He coming to collect. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Let's read that right here in LT. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Is anything worth more than your soul? Let's read the GNT. Will you gain anything if you win the whole world but lose your life? That's what happened. Of course not. There's nothing you can give to regain your life. No, nigga, you can't whittle out of it. It's until death. The bargain is until death. All right, and that's what happened to this dude. Look at it. He done fucked up. You know you fucked up. you took the beer. You dropped the beer. Yeah, you know you done fucked up. All right, so with that, I just thought it was interesting that they're trying to push this at this late point when we done woke up, right? We done stood upon our feet. All right? Slovakia. Apparently, the good reverend didn't understand this. Revelation 11 and 11, but after 3 days and a half, the breath of life from the Most High entered the two witnesses, and they stood on their feet. How about that? And it ain't talking about these niggas over talking about we support the Israelis. And great fear fell upon those who saw them. See, they're scared right now. They see us standing on our feet. But in great boldness, not this bullshit right here. Okay? What is this? This crap right here. What is this? What's this? We don't do that. Okay? Her ass need to be at the house. All right, so anyway, with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Let no man fool you. All right, let's get that. Where are we at right now? It's too late in the game. It's too late in the game. Start at 3. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Here's what Yahushua said. We're so close to the end. Here's the most important thing. Okay? Yahushua said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. All right? Because they're out here. This is bullshit and hogwash. You're trying to pull this off, and we're already standing on our feet out here doing this work. In 2023, 3,000 blacks went to bow down before the devil. No. Sorry. Sorry, the jig is up. This thing is almost over. All right? We're in the last of the last. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect will edify you, brothers and sisters, with that shalom.